Welcome to the IADA Dealer Accreditation Ethics Training course. This course satisfies the IADA Dealer Accreditation Standard 5.0.1. At the completion of this course, be sure to sign your dealership's ethics statement, which will satisfy the IADA Dealer Accreditation Standard 2.0.3. So, why does IADA require all employees of accredited dealers to complete ethics training? A strong ethical culture within a business is important in safeguarding your company's assets. Intellectual knowledge, best business practices, and customer confidentiality all play a major role in an ethical business culture. IADA has approached the development of ethics using a two-pronged approach. First, through dealer accreditation. Next, through broker certification. So what does business ethics mean for an organization? At the most basic level, business ethics require guidelines that rule how an organization and its employees will act. IADA has set these guidelines for its members by creating the accreditation standards. These standards were created with the idea of fostering ethical business practices at the most basic, transactional level. Ultimately, business ethics cannot be a one-size-fits-all approach. Each organization must develop and follow their own best practice that aligns with industry-accepted standards. What does this mean for your organization? What does your organization currently do that fosters business ethics? Is there room for improvement? Does the business culture at your dealership meet industry-standard practices? What more could be done to dissuade unethical practices? At a minimum, an ethics training course should meet the following objectives. First, it should be able to provide a core set of principles by which all IADA brokers and accredited dealers will conduct business. Next, it should define ethical business practices for IADA brokers and dealers. It should instill customer trust in the IADA brokers and dealers, also ensuring fairness, and attract quality brokers and dealers to the IADA membership. The IADA Code of Ethics outline the expectations for all IADA accredited dealers. It's important to recognize that these statements are lofty and difficult to quantify. The IADA Dealer Accreditation Standards are all measurable, quantifiable statements that put accountability behind these high-level ethics statements. A good business ethics program requires both of these facets in order to be effective. The IADA Code of Ethics that you see here are available for reference on the IADA.aero website. Now, we will go through each of the IADA Dealer Accreditation Standards and provide a rationale behind each standard. The first standard, 2.0.1 Dealer Experience, states, each IADA accredited dealer must have a minimum of 5 consecutive years of established business activity as an aircraft dealer. The reputation of IADA as an organization comes through the reputation of its members, and as such, IADA will accredit only those organizations with a proven track record for ethical and efficient business activities. Dealer Accreditation Standard 2.0.2 Organizational Structure. Dealers must list all controlling and majority owners unless the dealer is a publicly traded company. Customers are seeking an established, reputable dealer that is committed to ethical, efficient, and effective aircraft transactions. IADA requires its members to have consistent and transparent business ownership. Accreditation Standard 2.0.2.1 Employee Experience. Each dealer must employ a minimum of 3 brokers as employees, not contractors, 50% of whom must obtain and maintain IADA Certified Aircraft Broker status. IADA is seeking aircraft dealers who employ knowledgeable brokers who are committed to the profession and the organization. This helps instill trust in both the broker and the IADA accredited dealer. Accreditation Standard 2.0.3 Ethics Statement. Each dealer must require employees to annually sign an IADA ethics statement and ensure continuous adherence with the IADA ethics standards. This will provide IADA with a fully transparent and quantifiable process which requires consistent training for dealers, brokers, and all employees. Accreditation Standard 3.0.1 Dealer Sales Activity. Dealers must meet experience metrics outlined in the IADA Qualifying Experience Report. An organization must remain active in the aircraft sales market in order to maintain relevance in the sales industry. Accreditation Standard 3.0.3, Aircraft Exchange. Dealers must input all active listings and confirmation of all aircraft sales on Aircraft Exchange. The Aircraft Exchange will provide accountability for the aircraft specifications, fee disclosure, and market valuation of the aircraft. Accreditation Standard 3.0.4, Retention of Records. Dealers must maintain records for a minimum of 5 years following the initial date of IADA accreditation. This will include listing and acquisition agreements, aircraft specifications and pertinent technical details, LOI and amendments, purchase agreement and amendments, pre-buy report, pertinent bills of sale, and title searches if required. Dealers have a professional obligation to maintain appropriate records of business transactions in accordance with generally accepted business practices. Accreditation Standard 4.0.1, Physical Space. Dealers must lease or own a physical, non-residential office space which is used for conducting business. Customers are seeking reputable dealers who are substantial enough to own or lease dedicated space for their business. Appropriate business practices dictate formal office settings to conduct business. Accreditation Standard 5.0.1, Ethics Training. Each dealer must ensure that all employees and any applicable contractors acting as a broker complete the IADA-approved ethics training annually. By requiring annual ethics training for all IADA brokers and dealers, IADA is committed to measuring and maintaining a high standard of ethics among their membership. Accreditation Standard 5.0.2, Compliance Training. Dealers must provide a written plan that clearly defines the applicable regulatory and compliance requirements for countries in which they conduct business. This plan must include the following: country business is registered in, the countries in which business is conducted, applicable compliance training required by those countries, and demonstrate that all applicable employees have received the appropriate training. Organizations must be aware of and adhere to all state, federal, and international laws that apply to the locations in which they conduct business. Accreditation Standard 6.0.1, Liability. Dealers must retain a minimum of $1 million of liability insurance, $1 million of error and omissions insurance, and proper asset coverage for inventory. Aircraft dealers must appropriately protect company and customer assets during transaction. And finally, Accreditation Standard 7.0.1, Annual Reporting. Each dealer must report the following annually: a complete qualifying experience report with supporting evidence, statement of regulatory compliance, and a signed IADA Ethics Statement from each employee and any applicable contractors acting as a broker on behalf of an IADA accredited dealer. Any record used to substantiate meeting a standard shall be kept for a minimum time frame of 5 years. That completes the IADA Ethics Training course. Thank you for your time. Please make sure you sign your dealership's ethics statement.